Hey everybody, welcome back to Life Rocks. We are here waiting out the final moments of the lockdown, and I just watched a video by my boy Dallas that inspired me to tell my story. Be sure to watch his video and learn some creative ways to document your quarantine experience and tell your story. I'll add a link to his video right down below in the description, so be sure to check it out. My story might not be exciting, but it's my story. Let's face it, I didn't master any new skills or go on any wild adventures during lockdown. I basically just stuck to the essentials, which meant an occasional trip to the grocery store. I had never seen anything like it. I couldn't believe how empty the shelves were. I was really going to need to get creative in the kitchen. I made Swedish hotcakes, just like Grandma used to make when I was a kid. We mastered our own pinto bean recipe in the pressure cooker. Seriously, best I've ever had. I should open a restaurant. On second thought, that baked mac and cheese I made was a wreck. Good thing I had some good wine to wash it down with. We ate the breakfast of champions and soup for the soul. We even binged on gourmet junk food. And yes, that's a Twinkie. And then of course, more wine. All this extra work in the kitchen has made me pretty dizzy. And no, it wasn't the wine. Living with a vestibular illness can cause working in the kitchen to be kind of difficult and disorienting. We also tend to struggle in grocery stores and busy restaurant settings. But starving isn't an option, so we find a way to make it work. To tell you the truth, social distancing and limiting crowds inside of the grocery stores has really made grocery shopping a lot more tolerable for me. How have my fellow MDDS warriors and vestibular warriors been faring through all this? Let me know in the comments down below. While spending some time outside trying to walk off all the quarantine food we've been eating, we came across this little crawfish in our yard. We were getting lonely in isolation, so we decided to bring him in and give him a new home. Meet our new quarantine buddy, Mr. Crawley. He's been a nice break from the monotony of cooking and dishwashing. Honestly, as uncomfortable as restaurants are for me, I can't wait to get a chance to go out to eat and be cooked for and waited on and not be stuck with the dishes when it's all over. But until then, it was back to the grocery store for more essential ingredients. I still couldn't believe how empty those shelves were though. It looks like I was in for another week of creative cooking.
Don't tell my little friend here, but I thought for a minute we might have to eat him.
I tried to ease the burden in the kitchen by getting creative with my meal prepping and planning. Notice the carrot sticks at lunch? I used that time to cut extra, which we roasted for dinner. Notice the chicken tenderloins that I cooked that night? Well, I cooked a few extra for the chicken chili that I made the next day. But after all that work, of course, I relaxed with a glass of wine. We indulged in delicious seasonal fresh fruit and prepared simple weeknight meals. We even had our own Taco Tuesday out on the patio, which was of course followed by a glass of wine by the fire. We fueled up with protein-packed breakfasts. We even enjoyed a steak dinner, and I even saved time by cooking extra flank steak to use in our beef street tacos. And of course, we couldn't forget our homemade pinto beans. We did our best to keep the home fire burning and keep the joy flowing. It's a good thing the wine aisle at the grocery store stayed fully stocked. Looking back, I can say I created a few delicious meals that I was really proud of, and a few that were complete disasters. At least I had my wine and my favorite quarantine partner.
What do we do?
You're my favorite person to be stuck in isolation with.
Oh, cheers. Love you.